Good morning. Wow, crazy times right now. I wanted to film a full day of eating while social distancing to offer some pieces of advice on ways to kind of get through this and offer like a place where we can just hang out and chat, because I know I could use some like lighthearted fun right now as well as taking this situation as seriously as possible with coronavirus. So in case you're new here, I'm Emma and I am a freelancer, so I work from home anyway, so this isn't super different. Before we get into everything, I did already have coffee, I did a little bit of work, I'm gonna have a little bit of a snack, I have a work call in a second, and then I'm gonna work out, and then we'll talk about different things, but kind of just want to open this up. With that being said, I'm gonna have a rice cake and some peanut butter, and we'll work out and we'll chat. But I just want to like do an intro, and now I'm talking too much, and now I'm feeling insecure about it, so. I changed my mind about the peanut butter because I had like a super fresh avocado. I'm just gonna put everything but the bagel seasoning on it, on this rice cake. Although I do have a bunch of junk food around because I did a little bit of shopping before social distancing and I bought like Oreos and chips and things like that. But one of the things that we can focus on are the things that we can control during this time, and so that includes eating well and eating good nutritious food. So I'm trying to eat fresh ingredients, but I'm trying to eat as less processed things as I can within reason, because like, again, I have a lot of ice cream in my freezer right now. It's not like I'm not gonna eat that, you know? As far as day-to-day goes, I really wanna focus on my nutrition during this time because I am gonna be more sedentary than usual, which is why I opted for fresh avocado. And yeah, the rice cake is questionable as far as processed versus not processed, but I don't really care about that stuff. I do wanna share with you my little quarantini concoction, which the actual quarantini involves alcohol. Mine does not, but it could if you wanted it to. You're gonna need some orange juice in a little emergency package. And not even a bunch of orange juice, just a little bit. We're rationing, you know? That should be good. And then we're stirring. Cheers. My goal for this video isn't to preach at you or shout at you or talk at you, but spread awareness and share some tips on social distancing and create a safe space for us to talk about this stuff, because it makes me so anxious, and I'm not the only one who feels that way. It's important that we practice social distancing so we can help flatten the curve and try to stop this virus from spreading as quickly as it is. That means working from home and canceling plans and dining in. Cancel my trip to Virginia Beach. I was supposed to leave on Thursday, but I think that's a very careless thing to do. Plus everything is closed anyway, like there's really no point. It's on us to lessen the pressure, and it's gonna help the masses as a result. But this is a safe space to talk about it, a safe, non-judgmental space to talk about it, so that's why this video exists. Okay. But man, it does not help that it's rainy and cold out right now. I was about to sit down and share some work from home tips, but my boyfriend has been working from home for like the past 2 years. You have any?
Almost 3.
You have any tips that you want to share?
Tips for working from home. Yeah, I think stop attaching the amount of time that you're working to your productivity. When you're working from home, that means your employers put a fair amount of trust in you to get the job done. And sometimes that means showing up early or staying late. And sometimes that means you get the job done and you can go cook yourself some lunch or go to the gym in the middle of the day. Another thing, and I guess this plays into the healthy stuff, like I always try to eat really healthy when I'm working from home because it's super easy to just plop on the couch and eat Oreos. Yeah. But for me, I treat it like I'm traveling for work or something and I want to be on. So that means, you know, that smoothie you make all the time, like I eat a ton of vegetables. I have a standing desk, so I try and stand as much as I can. Wow, you're like literally hitting all the points that I wrote down. If I'm on a phone call, I'll like stand up and walk around and move around a little bit. I always try and get dressed, like I'm just wearing gym clothes, which is fine. I still feel like I can get work done in that, but like I never just roll out of bed and like plop in front of the computer and sit. So it takes kind of a mindset shift. I think the biggest thing is your mindset. It can be really, really good, especially living in LA. Like I'm saving 2 hours a day probably, not just in transit of going from home to work and work to home. Yeah. But it can be really easy to get sucked into this world where you're in work all the time and you don't work at the same rate as you would if you went into an office. So from my perspective, you've got to wake up and like attack the day and then be able to shut off. Because when you work from home, it can be really easy to be like on all the time, which you can't really do. You want to be working in bursts.
No, it's not. My arm's getting tired.
Oh. Speaking of that, I'm
Great
gonna go make
tips.
some cold calls.
Thank you. Also, we were like touching our hands the whole time. We're clean. Okay,
I'm clean.
we're clean. To piggyback off of Nick, my work from home tips are pretty similar. Number one is the time block. So making sure that you're scheduling out everything that you're doing, from waking up to brushing your teeth to having your first cup of coffee, actually putting them in time blocks on your calendar so that you have to do them. They're literally scheduled in. And this will not only help you to keep to a schedule while you're working from home, but it's also a really sustainable thing that you could do once social distancing is over to help you just be on top of your shit. Number two is to create a work zone. So having a space in your apartment where you're gonna get your work done. Because if you're working in your bed, if you're working on the couch, if you're working just like multiple places all the time, you're never really gonna have that one space where you can just like sit down and zone in like you would at work. So I typically set up a corner like on my table over here, or for my third point is creating a stand-up desk because it helps boost your metabolism and helps strengthen your legs. We're gonna be really sedentary over these next few weeks, so making sure that you're like walking around and getting your steps in is really important. You can still go outside, but I don't want to just like sit around the house, because if I'm sitting and working and then I'm done working and I'm just sitting, like that doesn't make me feel very, very good. So let me show you. I typically sit at our dining room table and get my work done, but we have this little built-in bar, and you'll see because of this social distancing, my alcohol collection has grown a little bit. But I have, where'd it go? Oh no, we're cleaning up this house right now. Doing laundry and whatnot. Anyway, so I have this wooden little block, and I put it on here, and then I put my laptop on here, and then I have a little stand-up desk. And obviously once I like set up for the day, I'll put these away because that's just really annoying to have in my space. But you can have your stand-up desk here, and then every so often I'll like lift up my legs or do some like squats and things just to keep active. My next tip is to avoid cabin fever, because I am so like this. Like I hate just sitting around and being in one place. So obviously if it wasn't raining, I would have already gone like on 3 walks by now. But you can still go on walks and runs. I'm still trying to get 10K steps in every single day. I'm fortunate enough that my apartment has a very small gym. I still have a space where I could go to the gym, but remaining active, getting workouts in, going outside, going on runs, getting your steps in, FaceTime with your friends and family, doing your taxes, reading a book, doing things that you haven't been able to do before, like clean out closets and things, and practice self-care. These are all things that we could do to avoid cabin fever. Cook new meals, and I don't know, learn new skills like knitting or painting. And then the last tip is to focus on the things that you can control, which are your attitude and your effort. A lot is out of our control, but we can take advantage of this opportunity and get really important things done and practice self-care, take care of our bodies and ourselves, and in turn other people. But the most important thing being working on our attitude and trying to keep positive and focused during these times and not get discouraged. That's it for the chit chat portion of this video. We are going to go into a full day of eating, and I think because I ended up having a longer call than anticipated, I'm going to eat lunch now and then work out like in probably 2 hours or so. Here's my lunch. It's zucchini. This is like almost a full zucchini, and some bulgogi that we got from Trader Joe's, and another cup of water because we need to stay hydrated. Gonna get a snack. Gonna get a snack. And I found these at Trader Joe's, savory banana and nuts, and I'm gonna have some of these. Just got back from the gym, got a nice shower, I'm super clean. I'm gonna make a little protein shake. I make this shake in almost every single what I eat in a day video, and it's my favorite shake ever. I do wanna say, my other tip is usually I try to get dressed and look normal and put makeup on, but Mondays are really, really busy with my client, and I just didn't have the time to change or do anything, so I look like this. But I do normally try to do my makeup, do my hair, get ready for the day, so that I'm like feeling good and not like tempted to crawl back into bed. It is 6 p.m. and I just stopped working for the day. It's still pouring actually, so it doesn't look like I'll be going on a walk, but that's okay. What I'm probably gonna end up doing for the rest of the night is editing this video, so that sounds fun. But for dinner, I'm gonna make us breakfast quesadillas because they are so good and I have a lot of the ingredients. I'm running out of protein and like things that we can eat on a day-to-day, because basically I kind of panic bought some things over the weekend, which I'll show you in a second, and I have a lot of vegetables, but I actually didn't get many proteins. For me, my thought process was carbs and protein, so I just got like a bunch of these tuna packages because all of these cans were sold out. We will eat these, we love tuna, we'll have these anyway. A lot of this stuff I already had up above in a different cabinet, but I just brought them down here. So we already had beans and pasta sauces, and this we already had. I just got some like mac and cheese back there, but the biggest thing was I just got tuna. And then in the freezer, I just got a bunch of frozen vegetables, green beans, spinach, kale, broccoli, things like that. We had these king crab legs. I don't know, I guess we're gonna learn how to make those while we're social distancing, but I also got some chicken, and this pita bread I just froze because it was gonna go bad. And then kind of like the bigger things, I got 2 veggie lasagnas, 1 meat lasagna, and then some bagels, because I don't know, I was just thinking like those would be a bunch of meals all in one. I really didn't want to go too crazy, and I actually woke up the next day feeling really guilty about the things that I bought because they were very impulsive and definitely out of panic. I started to kind of like rationalize my purchases, and I'm pretty embarrassed to share that I did participate in panic buying, but it's scary when you're feeling really anxious and alone. Nick was out of town, and so I was just kind of like, what do I do? You're out of town, like I'm not sure what to do right now. And so it was definitely like textbook wanting control over a situation. So I mean, we're gonna eat lasagna, that's for sure. But yeah, I just have like a bunch of vegetables and salads and things that we normally would have, but I'm realizing that I need more like fresh protein. Anyway, let's make some quesadillas.
So what I would do here is kick that leg out. Whew.
I'm realizing I never filmed an outro to this video. I did have some ice cream and I had some chocolate because I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know there's a lot of talking, just a lot of information being thrown at you. The most important thing is that we are a community and we just be kind and patient with ourselves and other people and wash our hands. And don't go out unless you really need to. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. By the way, I'm linking a lot of at-home workouts that I've done in the past, like in the description box for you to check out. Bye, happy social distancing.